Greetings, guys and girls. Well, maybe girls. Well, hopefully there's some girls that watch my videos. But anyway, today's a good day. And why is today a good day, you say? Because I recently just found some pictures and some information about Elder Scrolls Online. And this is a long-awaited video on my part because I've never done an Elder Scrolls Online video about anything really. So I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'm going to try to make this as entertaining as possible because I know screenshots, oh gosh, they're boring. Well, I mean, I don't have any gameplay, so let's get started off. But players begin by, when you start the game, they begin by picking their race, which determines what faction they'll be fighting for. And there are the same races as you see in Skyrim. There's the Bretons, Redguards, Orcs, High Elves, Wood Elves, Khazits, and Dark Elves, Nords, and even Argonians. And players will pick their class, though even when during the demo that these guys played, which I got my information from, there was only two classes that were available for them, and it was the Dragon Knight class or the Templar. And there were two other classes, but they weren't selectable. They were called Wardens and Sorcerers. And then after that, you move on to give your character a first name and a last name. And there's a graph system, you know, like a little slider to determine the body type. So it's really customizable. And you get to pick their hairstyle, determine their age, any age, and any stuff they might be wearing, and their eyes, their eye color, eyebrows, pretty much everything. But after that, after you create a character, the main area of the tutorial that these guys played, it kicks off the main storyline, and the story is of a Daedric prince known as Molag Bal. I know you guys have heard of him. Actually, in Skyrim, if you can get his mace. It was like a green looking mace, and it could capture souls, and I'm sure you guys have gotten that. But anyway, since you have, well, Molag Bal, he transported you to his realm, and he also captured your soul. So that's the reason why in Elder Scrolls Online you can die and respawn. So I guess they had to have an excuse for dying and respawning, and the reason for that was Molag Bal, he stole your soul, so you have no soul to die. So you just constantly respawn and respawn, and you can die as many times as you want. And so let's talk about combat. And it should be really familiar to anyone who has, you know, played Skyrim, and it's pretty much the same thing. But basically, it looks like a bunch of hotbars to know like when a cooldown timer is finished. So I guess it's like magicka and stuff. And you'll instead be attacking using left clicks, light attacks with left clicks, and heavy attacks by holding down a left click. So it's really similar to Skyrim. But Elder Scrolls Online in general features 5 primary stats, which include health, magicka, stamina, armor, and power. And as you level up, you'll be given 1 point to each place in the health, magic, or stamina stats, much like you do in, you know, Skyrim. And another thing worth mentioning is the game's social aspects. And instead of having servers, there is a one big server, and this system is currently being called a mega server. And basically this means that every player will be on one server, and there won't be any issues of, you know, servers ever being full or other servers being, you know, deserted and turning into a ghost town. And you'll be able to be a part of multiple guilds, such as PvP and another one for role-playing. And one of the most intriguing piece of information that developers is giving the players is a questionnaire to answer. So I guess a series of questions that the players have to answer, and it puts these players, you know, with other like-minded people. So I guess if you don't want to get paired up with like little 8-year-old kids, this would be perfect. So intelligently putting players with their friends and tracking things internally within the game, such as knowing when you spend a lot of time with certain people, and then it instantly putting you in the same areas as those people. So you might, you know, like to play with them again. But other than that, Elder Scrolls Online also plans to have a lot of social network features such as Facebook, Google Plus, and Twitter, so you can get people to join your clan before the game even comes out. So definitely, get a hold of this because that's going to be awesome. I would love to make a clan right now. Just sounds freaking cool. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I honestly cannot wait to play this game, and I hope to see you on the game also. And if you want to get in touch with me, make sure to check out my Facebook page because I talk to a lot of people and I answer a lot of questions there. I'll have the link for that in the description, and that's pretty much all. Stay tuned for more videos, guys.